Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another recap of Baddies Africa season 7, episode 20, London Bridge. Let's get into it. So, all the girls are packing up so they can leave Kenya and head to London. Everybody gets to go except Choco because she had issues with her passport and so she's staying in Africa. Okay. So they head on the airplane. They head to London. They get into the sprinters. The ops always in one sprinter, and then roll in the rest of the girls in another sprinter. So they started talking about the whole situations with the fights and stuff like that, and it's just like make it make sense. Then you got Elsie letting the big three know that Rush should be talking about stuff that she shouldn't be talking about. How Natalie and they was in the club drunk. They're talking about how they're not gonna get booked. That Dolly was like you, and that was it. And then Russian took it upon herself to like go up in Elsie's face and start punching her. But aren't you on injury reserve? Like, what are you doing? So them two get into it. Next, they pull up to the house. Um, Russian hurry up and jumps out of the sprinter. Lex goes to follow behind to see if she's okay, and she's ripping her pants. The rest of the girls they go inside the house. By this time, Amber, Latina, and Natalie they're already upstairs. And then, first before that, yeah. And then Russian goes to run into the house, and the security producer was like, "Listen, you can't go in right now." She's like, "I don't really care. I don't really care going in." So meanwhile, they in the Lolly and Summer, they're in the and Elsie, they still in the sprint talking about, "Oh my gosh, she peed her pants. She peed her pants." Because I don't think they remember having any water, so that could be it too. So it's like it is what it is. So after that whole situation, um the other girls they go upstairs and go meet with Natalie. She's sitting upstairs and she's talking about having a house meeting. She hugged everybody. Diamond just was like you could tell the funk was still there with her. So after everybody comes in, that is time I think Rush went back outside to sit. I don't know how that happened, whatever. So Rolly was like, "So what happened with Russian?" There was like, well, Elsie and Russian just fought, and Natalie was like, just now. She was like, yeah, just now, because you said stuff about the club and stuff like that. So Natalie was like, I'm about to go check on her. So as she was leaving, something was said, and all you see is Dolly and Lexi's looking at her like, okay. So by this time, Natalie then went downstairs to talk to Russian. She then takes something out of her hair, and basically she was like, there's no injury reserve. You said this, and this, and then she's like, I'm just gonna go in front of you and I'm gonna talk. Meanwhile, Rolly asks, "Is there any?" She's like, "Diamond, what's the issue?" She was like, "Cause Latina's there." So they literally quickly fought just that fast. It was like, what in the world? So supposedly Latina was like, "So do you want your lick back?" And Taylor was like, that last lick was hers. So do you want your lick back? Because Diamond did you in, and yeah. So Diamond Herbert pulled off her wig, took off her jacket, and you got Scotty like, you need a bonnet? You need a bonnet? And then you got Diamond playfully throw her jacket like, listen, don't get that girl a bonnet. Don't give her a bonnet. So next Rolly was like, watch your back. And then, they got into it. Diamond yoked her, swung her on the floor, started getting some hits in, and then that was it. And then that Diamond was like, she was good. She put her wig back on. And then Natalie comes back upstairs to Russia. And she was like, yeah, they just fought. Yeah, so Natalie said what she said to Elsie and then Elsie, she started taking off her wig, she took off her coat. She ran up on Russian and started fighting her, and then Russian decided to leave. She ran out the She ran out the house. Then Lex, as everybody was she went to go check on her, and yeah, at this point Russian was hiding her hands. She was like, she was basically throwing shade and then saying she wasn't doing it. With no actuality, she was doing it. Because it's like you really twisted up everybody's words. So by this time, Lex was like, it is what it is. She went back upstairs. They sit down, start talking. Summer and Cold Killer get into it, and it's just like, yeah. By this time, now it was like, listen, I'm over it. I'm over it. Let's just go find our rooms. Everybody starts getting up to leave. Once Fauna and Coquilla starts to leave, Lex was like, I'm gonna give it to you. You asked for it. To tread lightly, basically. So everybody went upstairs to go find their rooms. Scotty went to her room. Everybody found their rooms. Um, everybody has their own rooms. So once Fauna started finding the room. She found all her people's names. She put them all on one door. She was like one band, one sound. This is how we got down. Me and my bees, we stick together. Okay, so the ops is in the one room with Rolly talking to a Latina, and then the rest of the girls pile up in Scotty's room. I didn't realize that Fauna was like, "Oh, let me go get comfortable." She literally got in her bed and got comfortable while everybody else is just chilling, talking. They just talk about the whole house meeting, all the fights and stuff like that. It's just like, at this point, I digress. So by this time, everybody, they started getting ready to go out to Club Coco. Everybody put on their best fits. The energy was cool. The vibes was there. Oh, Pretty P comes back. Pretty P and them going in the room with the rest of the girls, Scotty and them, and they just happy that she's back. And yeah, by this time, Cold Killer, she was mad because her wig got ripped, but she was like, it's nothing like that. I got more wigs on deck, so it is what it is. But I understand, once wig gets ripped, it's up. Okay, so yeah, so she's gonna meet them at the club. So they get to the club, having a good time. Tommy's there, Amber's there, and then I guess once Cold Killer gets there, Summer, she's so standoffish, and you can hear Natalie screaming like, "Summer, Summer, Summer, stop!" Like, Summer, stop. And then Summer poured her drink on Cold Killer. Killer started throwing stuff that was next to them that way. They end up knocking down, who was it, Pretty P and Lex, and it's just like, now it was like, I told y'all to stop, Killer, stop. And it's just like, they end up getting to get drug out of there. Yeah, next week, more issues going down. They finally meet up at the beer garden. K Rican comes back. Elsie got an issue with K Rican. Lex and Tavy gonna fight. Fauna and Dolly gonna fight. So yeah, it's about to get tea. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this recap, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.